Hey my sugar bears, welcome back to my channel, Bougie AF. It's your host, Nicole. It's where I say stay bougie on them. It's me feeding you feminism for the soul. It's my soul food offering. It's where I apply pressure to issues by being critical and logical. Now don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get to the commentary where I can guarantee you I will be doing too much because that's just me. And like Sheree said, who's gonna check me, boo? All right, y'all, so let's get into this Instagram scroll. Up next is that I have been wanting to talk about Remy Ma for some months now, and I think I've alluded to making some comments on my Twitter. And this one's really hard for me because I am such a fan of the rapper Remy Ma. I'm not too much of a fan of the commentator Remy Ma. And the person that usually shows up a lot of times on like what she speaks about or who she chooses to stand beside. And a lot of times that's toxic men, right? And I don't even want to say like toxic black men, but she co-signs a lot of bullshit with men. She's very male centered. And at times it's off-putting for me because y'all know how I'm rolling. I'm calling it all out, women or men, right? So when I run across individuals who are only that aren't consistent in that type of way, I'm annoyed by them. But let's go ahead and get into the interview, and I will provide my commentary right after that.
Protect black women. Is it a real thing? Because everybody be talking about the black queens, but I feel like when Meg and that whole Tory thing went down, nobody was really standing up for her.
I mean, the thing with that is nobody knew the truth.
I don't think nobody still knows the truth.
They don't, but I'm saying it's hard. You can't tell somebody to protect somebody when they, just because one of them she was, like...
But we knew she got shot.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the people, like, I stay out of people's business if I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's true or not, I stay out of the way.
I hate Remy so much. Why are you looking at me? You don't think Meg got shot?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not in the space to talk about anybody getting shot.
But you don't know because you want to know.
Because she ain't seen the paperwork.
The black and white, you said black and white?
I see the black and white. I wasn't there.
But
I feel like when it comes to public cases, the media convicts people and the media determines what a verdict is. Yeah. And from coming from somebody who was on trial before, and who's like, everything is never 100% on each side. So each side is gonna bend so that it goes to whatever caters to them. So I just feel like a lot of times when it comes, especially with celebrities, everybody go with who's their favorite. And what they feel is what.
This hashtag protect black women.
All right, so that's Remy Ma and her thoughts on the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion situation. This was done after the trial, and Tory Lanez has been found guilty. He has not yet been sentenced. What I find is so disturbing about Remy Ma and his commentary in terms of like, we don't know what happened even after he's been found guilty, even after all the evidence has came out. Because a lot of times, like, even when it comes to like people in the media or entertainers, a lot of times celebrities will reserve giving their commentary or giving their opinion because they'll say, hey, all the evidence is not out, I don't feel comfortable, we really don't know, we weren't there. And so to see her take that approach to something, you know, that evidence has been provided. At this point, we've heard a phone call from Tory Lanez and Kelsey Nicole where he's apologizing for what he had did the night before. So, you know, to see that she's still willing to downplay this woman in this such way is really, really disturbing to me. And like I said, I am someone, as another dark-skinned woman, I always try to root for dark-skinned women. Maybe that's my bias and it just is what it is. But I always try to root for us because I understand what we're facing. But at times it just feels like with her, I don't feel community with Remy Ma. There's situations that even, you know, looking into watching a lot of other videos and a lot of things that I'm thinking back to, like even with her association with Joe Budden, right? Or even recently, you know, I found out like what the work environment was. I think it was like State of the Culture, that show he used to do with Scottie Beam. I'm really quite concerned, right? Because there's some behavior there that she seems extremely comfortable with being around, being a part of, and associating with certain men that are being accused by women for just being scumbags, right? And that's another one, like in terms of like really love Joe Budden in terms of him being a dope podcaster. On the, you know, the original podcast, someone who I actually was a fan of him on loving hip hop. I'm a fan of his rapping. I credit him with so much in terms of like business knowledge and knowing about the industry. In terms of like, him always talking about the independent artists and how they always get screwed. So I've learned a lot from listening to Joe Budden. So his first podcast, the first go around with the first crew, it was insightful, it was entertaining. He taught you some things. So I liked it, right? You always knew about the rumors. You always knew about him being accused of domestic violence. We know what we've seen on the show. So, you knew those things was out there. But I am one of those people, like, again, I can take the good, and kind of try to, say, people make mistakes, people trying to grow. And there was always times on his podcast, he always, made it seem as though he was really tuned into women. It was really listening to what they had to say and was really trying to work on himself to be a better him. I have to now say bullshit because after listening to him for all those years, if you were working on really truly working on becoming a better you, whatever you did and whatever, and I'm going to say allegedly, has been done to Scottie Beam. And when I tell you, I ran across a video that touched my heart because I could just feel her passion through that something happened. Like she was so disturbed by what a toxic work environment that was created with him that I can't overlook it and say there's something here, right? What else was there? Scottie Beam. But then we knew it's like this, Joe. If you was really doing the work, and if you were really trying to become a decent human being, like you had tried to let us believe in, when you would first, with the first crew, different crews and shit with his podcast, with the first crew, you made it seem like as if though, you were trying to be more open and trying to be, learn and treat women better and stuff like that. There's no reason that situation with Olivia Dope happens, right? There's just no reason. And it seems as though you may still not get it because even in your current format, I was listening to another guy and he made such good points. And one day I may pull up his video, and so you guys can see what Scottie Beam has said alleged is happened. I mean, I tell y'all, when y'all listen to her, she just said, I have never experienced something like that in my life. And I am a woman who's went through that type of experience. And so it touched me in a way that I was like, I know what she's talking about. And any woman that's in male dominated spaces know exactly what she's talking about. That's why even when it came to Angela Yee, me trying to throw her a bone in my other video was because I understand how it is to work in environments that you're the only woman. You're the only woman who's not, Angela Yee was the only woman on her show in terms of her co-host and creating and producing her show. She was the only one. She was the only woman a part of that. So when she said, I don't feel supported, I may feel ganged up on time, I understood that. But it was just the fact of the matter is that these men were behaved this way and you were a part of it and you were okay with it, and it's hard for people to support you now because it's about you and how you were treated, but you were okay to stand by for other women. Sis, I'm gonna wish you the best of luck. You don't deserve that, but at the same time, we're not going to join the march if the subject matter and what we marching about is just you. That's just how I feel with it. So Scottie Beam, so she just talked about a work environment that was so toxic and so just seemed demoralizing. And a lot of people from that YouTuber who I was watching, he literally, he says, she's not really out there like that anymore. And, she's really protecting and guarding herself. And I know all of these feelings. All these feelings are so familiar. All these feelings are so where I'm at right now in terms of working with people and stuff like that. Because it's like, you'll go through an experience like that and you're just like, I just want to work and collab, right? Like, I just want to be myself and not being accused of being against forcing or being accused or being pushed into gender roles and being told I need to uphold the man and, you don't be too strong. Don't speak too proudly. Don't be too confident around him because you're going to like all that dumb shit. So I totally get not wanting to deal with that. So I'm just sending out, a lot of, hope, good vibes to her and hope she's getting through it. But back to Remy Ma. So just to know that she was a part of that disturbs me. And just to see this interview, it kind of confirms for me that she's a very male-centered woman. She is most definitely, there was times that, she'll come to certain people aids, like, what's his name? Fat Joe, right? Every time he talks about black people have to call him out about being inappropriate within black, because he's a guest in black culture, something that black people created in terms of hip hop. And don't you forget that, right? She'll come out and protect him. There was a time he called Vita and Little Mo bitches and something. What did he say? Yeah, bitches or something at verses and stuff, and people got mad, and Little Mo came out and checked her because she don't play like that, and nobody play like that in real life. Here come Remy Ma's ass shuffling out there to say, cool down, that's my bro, you can hit the line and you can call. So you want niggas to call your line so you can bully them to say the things that you want, or not too much on your bro? That shit that happens in real life, right? So for me I'm gonna be a fan of Remy Ma. She got that one hit song, Conceited, and the girl Flo Milli, she did that song over too, and that's really dope. So go check out Flo Milli's version of Unconceited. That is really, 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 really dope. But I'm gonna continue to be a fan from the sidelines, and just watch her with one eye. But for me, this type of woman is extremely dangerous. I think the other thing that was going on here, if you don't know, Remy Ma went to jail for shooting her best friend at the time, who she alleged stole some money for her, and I think it was no more than like $2,000 from what I can remember. So she went to trial, got found. I don't know. Did she go to trial or did she take a plea? I'm not sure, but whatever it is, she did time for it, right? So these are, so she either was found guilty or she took a plea, which means you admitted guilt to it, right? So either way, there's an admittance of or a conviction of her shooting her best friend over $2,000. She ended up doing 7 years in prison. She then recently, it was like a year or so, two, tried to come out and confuse the public as if though like she took a charge for somebody, but everybody's like, girl, bye. Everybody know you shot that girl, right? Like we literally know this. And everybody know that the girl went to court and says you shot her. So, like, how are you going to try to convince us now that you took a charge for somebody? It was crazy. But, you keep saying something, it becomes believable. Just fools who don't know, or, new people who, don't know. So yeah, so I think she's sensitive to like criminality, right? And so when you see her say, we don't know, because she's really, she's more aligned with street and allegiance to not being involved, staying quiet, and let street shit be street shit. And so that's what it comes down to. And even if we're talking about men and women, she still takes that oath to the part of the black culture that capes and coddles black men, pick me's and mammies, right? So she most definitely, as she gets older, oh, this is a mammy for real. This is a mammy for real. I'm gonna just say that, and I think I did good in this video. I didn't insult too much, but it is what it is. It's very much pick me shit. But it's like, and it's so weird. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like she knows what respect is about, right? She knows how, she's never gonna let a nigga disrespect her and get away with it. Like, she's really that type of person. Like, sort of a lot like me. Like, you're not talking to me any type of way, right? Like, I'm not doing that whole weird femininity thing that, I pretend to be meek or less of myself, so it makes you feel like that is that. Like, we know Remy and how she moves. With that being said, it seems as though she does not respect, or it seems as though she cannot put herself in women's shoes who don't get treated the same way she gets treated by men, right? And so for her, she naturally just like, overlooks what men do because they don't treat her like that. They know better, right? All right, so that's all I got for this one. Y'all be bougie SF, y'all be posh SF, y'all be black SF, y'all be blessed SF, and I'm out, y'all. And don't you forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.